Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here with Matthew, who I would not expect anything less but to be supporting Team Big T and Melissa. How are you doing today, Matthew?
For our first non-elimination of the season, I'm doing pretty well, all things considered.
So you go against your hatred towards non-elims, and you're okay with this one.
Listen, like if we're gonna get a few of them anyways, like this is one that I'll take. I still prefer like an elimination, but yeah, like if we're gonna like assume that the vets are gonna lose a couple, like this is one that I'll take as one of their L's.
Now, do you think that with them losing one, do you think that next week will be a double elimination?
I honestly would have thought that like they would have done a double episode this week because Kaz lost. So no, I don't necessarily think so. But I'm wondering if next week will be a male or female elimination.
Could be female again.
Yeah, like if they're gonna want to even out the numbers in the game, it could be a female elimination. So that's what I'm wondering, which I think will make it more interesting because like it's going to be harder to speculate next week, both like for viewers, but also for the cast members like in the game.
Jorge says yes. Matthew, no standing Nurys today.
Yeah, so I did actually tweet out like during the episode that I do love Nurys, but like if I have to make the choice, like give me Big T and Melissa 7 days a week.
Ooh. What about over Nurys and Horacio love story?
I like that. See, I was having trouble this episode because like on one hand I was really digging like the Nurys and Horacio of it all. I like Nurys a lot in general, but like I just like couldn't cheer against Big T and Melissa, especially considering that they were just like such heavy underdogs.
Absolutely.
It was a tough one. Like I wasn't rooting against Nurys, but I hate like the girls are fighting and I don't like it.
Yeah, and see, I'm not necessarily liking this format because I like the ganging up on is irritating. It's like when there's nothing they can do because the numbers are failing them. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah, and it also sucks that it was a like team challenge where like it was just so easy to throw it and they didn't even get to pick their teams. It was like, all right, you're standing next to each other. So Big T and Melissa were screwed right off the bat because they couldn't even strategize to separate and guarantee at least one of them would be safe.
Exactly. Like, okay, we'll get there. All right, so it's called The Big Mistake. Do you know yet why it's called The Big Mistake?
I'm assuming it's referencing Big T.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But like coming into it, I would not have thought that.
No, I had no idea what the big mistake was going to be. I thought it was going to be more like, well, I guess like throwing someone in and then coming back out is a big mistake. So yeah, I guess I thought that's what I thought was going to happen, but not with whom. All right, so we see Zara, Kyland, and Horacio talking about Jordanimal and how he just came out there to fight. So they were also speculating if this is going to affect how they pick people to go down now because of the fact that they know that's going to be a champ. Obviously, it is.
Oh, I would think so. Maybe more so like down the road, like once they get rid of a few people on the opposing side. But I think like knowing that champs are coming, it's going to like incentivize you to target bigger targets that like you wouldn't necessarily normally want to.
I'm coming back to that, but Dabu says, prefer Nurys with Johnny drama. Too chill with Horacio. Love story doesn't excite me. How do you feel? Because you are a Johnny stan.
No, I love Johnny as like a character, but I feel like so far I prefer Nurys with Horacio for sure. I think like they like balance each other out much better. Whereas like Johnny is like, I don't want to say Nurys is like
even for the chaos phase.
Yeah, like Johnny's good for the chaos phase. Maybe he'll come in as like a mercenary just to like hook up with some girls and then he'll head out.
Oh my god, that'd be really hilarious. Like imagine like all before they're all like in committed relationships or have children, but like Corey comes out, Fessy comes out, Johnny comes out, and they set them onto the house to just go make out with all the girls so all the girls can start fighting.
Yeah, it's like for tonight for Chaos Night, we're bringing in like the 3 biggest man whores, and they just are gonna come and do like they're like dressed as like firefighters. They're gonna do a striptease and they're gonna head home.
We would never be so lucky.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, Fessy, Corey, Johnny.
Who else? Is there any other?
Who's like an old school
Johnny,
school
I guess.
Johnny Bananas.
Yeah,
yeah, I guess he's like more like subtle. I feel
right. But...
I don't know who's like a big hookup person in the.
I guess Nelson at one point too.
Yeah, but he's like more like middle school with like Corey. Is there any like OG hookups? Who's like the I don't know on like the guy side. I know like Abram had the threesome in the hot tub, and then like he was obviously with Kara. I don't know. Chad, is there any like old OG like hookup kings out there?
There must be. Like there's been so many people on the show.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat, like if you could think of somebody that has a reputation similar to Corey, Fessy, and Johnny, not Bananas, Middlebrooks. So they are speculating which girl may come, and Nurys says, "Well, it could be Laurel," and then kind of laughing about like if Banana comes, we should send down James so they can fight over Moriah.
Yeah. I don't think Bananas is watching. Yeah, Tony's a good one.
Tony,
too.
Oh my god, yeah, he's messy.
Yeah, Tony's very messy.
Kenny was a bit messy. I know he's banned.
I feel like Kenny was like more of like he was like a shit stirrer, but not like so much with hookups. Like he obviously had the fling with Johanna. Yeah, Tony's.
Oh,
wild.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Bananas I don't think is watching this season, but like he must be like hearing about what's going on, and like he can't be happy that like they're still making a storyline out of him even when he refused to come because
too bad Bananas. Like boo-hoo.
Yeah, that's the price you pay if you're gonna do 20 seasons.
Zach was Zach messing around with a lot of girls?
Probably, I'm sure they all like had like their fair share of hookups,
right?
But like I don't think anyone did it like Corey and Tony.
Should I look up most promiscuous the challenge stars?
It's just gonna show a bunch of women, I bet, because like they're gonna show like the Veronicas and Ashleys.
I don't care about the women. I want to know the men. The challenge MTV. Okay, I don't know if it actually. Okay, they're boring showmances. So let's see if anything actually triggers anything. What about one of those twins? Were they promiscuous?
They like Dario and
yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't even remember. Oh, I forgot about these two, but they're actually just showing some relationships. So Paula and Derek McRae. Forgot about that. Forgot about Theo and whoever that person is. Okay, no, not promiscuous.
I feel like Mike the Miz like got around in the early days.
Maybe.
I know he was with like Kendall, Trishelle. It's got to be more.
Man, no, like there's not
Coral,
that many.
I think the Miz had a fling with Coral as well.
Yeah, no, that didn't trigger anything for me, but we should. Oh, but Bananas hasn't Vinny. Did he? I don't think he got anybody.
I think he had like a small fling with like Camilla, where it was like they were in like the shower together, and but they didn't even like show it on the show. It was just in like the shit they should have shown.
That wasn't Corey.
Well, Corey as well was with Camilla, but Corey, like we all know Corey's like number one. Corey got around with the entire cast, which was like, damn, like yeah, Corey like used to be like wild before. Is Corey married or?
I don't think they're married, but they have 2 children together.
Yeah. Before Corey settled down, he was like real nuts on the show. Like his first like 5 seasons or so.
And like, I don't want him back, but Bear was a mess.
Oh yeah. Bear was definitely a mess.
Yeah, Bear, Tony. Tony again. Polly was just with Maria, right? And maybe that girl.
Well, because he was dating the girl from The Bachelor, right? When he like came on the show. And I believe he cheated on her with Cara.
Corey Warden. Corey
yeah.
Lay has not been with anybody on this show. Oh, I remember this big time.
Now Corey had flings with a lot. It's like Kayla, Camilla, I believe Ashley even.
Which 2 are banned? Oh, Camilla and
I don't know who the second one is.
Well, anyways, we'll keep on thinking about that, and maybe we can construct a list of our dream hookup kings to come in and create some chaos.
Yeah, it's good off-season content. We'll do like a draft like the best like hookup team.
That's actually very funny. That'd be very, very good. So Nurys and Horacio are talking about family, and he opens up to her, and they're really connecting. So you are enjoying these two getting to know each other. Did you like this scene?
Yeah, I liked all of their like interactions. I just like we know what we're getting with Horacio, like that. It's kind of like what I expected, but I like to see like the softer side of Nurys, but I also like how it's not like completely taking away from like the messy side of Nurys. Like she's still getting into it. She's still like trying to control her anger. And like you can tell it's hard for her to do that. And like eventually it'll probably like take over. But like I do like how there is like we are seeing another side of her too that's like different than her like Are You the One and X on the Beach days. And even like last season Nurys, which was like a little bit more wild, but yeah, I like a versatile queen.
Yes, I mean, I definitely like seeing a softer side of Nurys. They do seem to have a connection, so I like watching connections. That's why I watch all these love shows. Is that usually I want to see the spark, and I think they do have something. So It is nice to see just people connecting. We're watching reality TV, and this is things that happen in real life. And so, yeah, I also like this. Lauren is reminding us of CT. CT was a little messy in relationships too. He's had quite a few.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I'm like really excited to see and like curious to see with the Horacio and Nurys of it is like, so we've seen like both sides of Nurys. I want to see if we'll get another side of Horacio too. Like if we'll get like the reverse where if he feels like he needs to like protect Nurys, if he's going to show like a more like aggressive side or like a more confrontational side if people come after her or try to split them up.
I can see that.
So I'm like excited to see if like a little bit of that part of Nurys rubs off on Horacio, which could be.
I want him to fight for her. Damn it! Like we just watched Love Island Games, and like I love seeing Jack fighting to be in the villa with Justine. Yeah, it was good. It was good TV.
Yeah, and I hope it's like I don't know. I could see like a scenario where like Horacio like hurts his own game to protect Nurys. He seems like that kind of guy, but like, I guess like the fact that it's like gendered eliminations, like it's gonna be hard for him to do that. Although it is a single winner, so like, what if they're both in the end and Horacio just like helps Nurys win?
I mean, I don't know if he'd be that chivalrous, but
I feel like he would. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he just like helped her as much as he could with anything.
Well, he doesn't think Horacio would be confrontational. I could see him like fighting for his woman.
Yeah. I normally wouldn't see him being confrontational from what we know about him, but yeah, I just like wonder if say like Corey Lay like tries to get Nurys out of the house. Like I don't think Horacio will take kindly to that. And I'm just using.
Isn't Corey supposed to be his friend? His good friend?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Kyland. Sorry, it's Kyland.
Well, like anyone in that alliance, like if they try to turn on Nurys, like I feel like Horacio might show a different side.
Okay. Well, what do you think about Rogan as a thought? I don't remember who he cooked up with, but he could be messy. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
I feel like
surprised.
Rogan's definitely messy. Like the UK
like
guys are pretty
D.
messy. He had the thing with D, but he's definitely messy. Like I've seen him on X
I
on
can
the
send
Beach
him in
or
to hook up with some chicks. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, if he's coming in, like he's definitely gonna be hooking up or trying to hook up.
It's hilarious. Olivia, though, hopes that Horacio is going to be good to Nurys. So that's also a little bit strange that she was basically saying like Horacio takes things really slow and Nurys kind of jumps into things a little bit faster. So she's hoping that Horacio doesn't hurt her. But like, wouldn't that be the opposite? Like him taking it slow would be more so building upon a relationship as opposed to just jumping into something really fast and like getting hurt really quickly.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know, maybe she means like if she took him like not wanting to like progress the relationship quick as like something against her. Like maybe he's not great at like vocalizing his feelings. So maybe she was worried that like Nurys would take that the wrong way.
I think
Yeah.
Nurys is a big girl. I think she's gonna be okay. But
yeah, something tells me the rift between Olivia and Nurys is gonna come from
Horacio.
Olivia being like judgmental of their relationship and like maybe not really like approving of it. I feel like that's gonna.
I was surprised by this particular confessional or voiceover, whatever it was. Because I do feel as though their rift is going to be because of Horacio. So what if it's like maybe Horacio wants to protect Nurys over her? Maybe that's how it starts, or I don't know how it could happen. But this did surprise me.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily going to be like Olivia is going to like take a direct shot at Horacio or Nurys, but like I could definitely see I could definitely see like maybe like she says something to Horacio like brings it back to Nurys and Nurys just loses it and then it causes like World War III.
Ooh, can't wait. Can't wait. Debbie says, need double eliminations. Can't listen to us Alliance talk about numbers every week. Yeah, I know. It's annoying. Oh, sorry. US Alliance talk about, numbers.
Oh my God. Just wait till we get to the daily. I have like so much to say about that like pisses me off. And I completely agree. I mean,
what do you feel about the Fantastic Four? With that is going to be Asaf, Michele, Jay, and Nurys.
So I do love a secret alliance. I can't say I'm like loving most of the people in it.
You only like Nurys in the alliance?
Like I like Michele like in general. I don't like love her on this season or like the last few seasons. US Alliance is really pissing me off. Asaf is like kind of annoying and like thinks he's like the shit. It's like, dude, you were the first boot on your first season and like nobody here is scared of you, but he's like acting like he's literally calling everyone else stupid because they don't know that he's in a secret alliance within an alliance. But like, that's the whole point of a secret alliance. Like, everyone's not supposed to know.
Yeah. It's like if he knew that you're an alliance, then it wouldn't be a secret alliance and then he wouldn't be stupid.
Yeah. But I do wonder, like, I wouldn't be shocked if this like 4-person group like does dominate a lot of the season. If like people are truly not onto them, I think like they are in a pretty good position.
How do you like their handshake?
I didn't catch the handshake. Oh, fine.
So their target is Melissa and Big T.
Boring. Yeah.
This is why it's so annoying to have like I get it. These shows are going to have alliances. You want to work together. You want to be in the numbers. For them in the game, it makes complete sense for them to be working with their numbers. I totally understand. But like we need to figure out a way for this to not happen. Like it has to be at some point disadvantageous to be in a large group or something like that. Or like, I don't know, turn it around on them and being like the winning team has to choose one of their own to go in or something. It's just so annoying.
I actually think the season had like solid formats. Like this season had solid formats, but they changed the format, but they didn't keep the good part of the first formats. And now the format's just worse. Like, the easy fix here is winning team votes in Melissa. Sure, Melissa's voted in. She's not in the alliance. But why not have Melissa still be able to call out whoever she wants? And then those are the two names that are in the draw. So that way, like, yeah, you can put Melissa in, but she's going to call one of you, and then you have a 33% chance of going in, or 50% chance of going in.
It's because they want to have the deliberation talk.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, they can. I guess they can. Yeah.
Or okay. I'm just spitballing this possibility. So what if they still have the deliberation? There's two people that go down in there, and then that wouldn't work because they have the chance here. So you're saying calling the second person to potentially be going up against the champ?
Yeah,
right?
I just think like the initial format of like the person voted in calls someone out was like a strong format. Like, I like that because like you're still at a disadvantage because like you're going in to the draw.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe they didn't break it. Maybe the third sword that they pull out that we don't know what it means yet. Maybe it's the original either nominee or the person that was deliberated will get to call down a person.
I don't think that's what it's going to be. I think like the only two things it can be is either vet choice between anyone in the house besides like whoever's safe, or the vet does like a double elimination and has the chance to win double the money.
But why couldn't it be one of the two people that were nominated to choose their opponent?
But
or like who goes against the...
Well, then how would they determine which of the two gets to choose?
No, it'd be like the person that lost, like not the deliberation person, the other person.
But wouldn't that just be unfair for the deliberation?
Oh no, or the deliberation person, whatever. One of the two.
So they would choose who goes against the vet?
Yeah.
Or
maybe a joint decision.
Yeah, it could be like, all right, the two of you that are vulnerable can agree on one person to go against the vet. That would be really cool.
Insane.
But they wouldn't. I don't think they would do that. It's like,
that's chaotic.
It is. It's like it would be too much fun for the audience. So production will not let us have that. I do think it's going to be a double because I think the double is the worst option.
Double's the worst option. It's so bad.
Yeah, like double's the worst option. They've only done it once before with mercenaries, but to me, I'm just thinking like, okay, it's a realistic option and it sucks. So they'll probably do it.
I didn't hear this. Zidane says Big T called Asaf a cockroach on Twitter after the episode aired.
Big T and Melissa, like they live tweet and they're so funny with all their live tweets. Like Melissa was like making fun of Ed. She was like, I wish I could call Ed out at the reunion, but he's so boring and has no personality that he won't be invited.
I mean,
I love them.
Where's the lie?
Yeah.
So we see Michele apologizing to Corey about the fact that, she made it all about her when he had won and that she knows that he has her back. And so they kind of make up. He does cry again about like feeling alone and that she's his only friend really here. And so that he's protecting her, blah, blah, blah. I want to like Corey and I just don't. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't like Corey, but like
he's willing to make moves. I know you do.
I like the idea of him. Like I feel like he wants to like provide for the fans, but I think he's just like coming off a little too like disingenuous.
Well, if you want to provide for the fans, like don't be like doing this. Don't be in with the US. Like
yeah, that's the thing. Like I think like he's trying to like appease like a certain type of fan that like is into that kind of gameplay. Like obviously there are a lot of people like really like these big alliances. They like a certain gameplay, and I think he's like trying to appease those people. Whereas like a lot of other people, like me included, prefer like the more entertaining crew, like the underdogs.
So Jay here is saying the tweet about Colleen. LOL. Melissa said Colleen pretended to be into Big T for airtime. Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, they were going after like almost everyone. It was really amazing. After this, like go through their tweets.
I'm going to. Maybe I'll do a video and just read their tweets.
You'll have a good laugh. I'm trying to think if there's any other like really good ones. But yeah, they were. Michele like tweeted something like Melissa's like the best hype woman. And Melissa's like, yeah, that's what true friendship is. Unlike your alliance. It's like calling them all out. It's like calling them fake friends. So they don't bite their tongue, which is why I love the two of them.
Yeah, they're just willing to just like call it like it is.
Yeah.
Even Colleen wants to separate Big T and Melissa, and I'm just like, what? Why are you having a confessional here, Colleen? She must not be part of your people you're rooting for this season, I would say.
Why
anymore?
I liked Colleen, but mostly just because I find her to be like very attractive. Like I have like a crush on Colleen. But yeah, like very disappointed with like her gameplay here. Like it feels like she's like one of the people that like is just like trying to cling on to the majority, but she's not actually like relevant to anyone's game. Disappointed. And like also Colleen has like 6 confessionals the whole season, which is pretty crazy. And I think like part of that is due to like language barrier, but it's like
but
Berna gets way more confessionals because like at least she's providing something, right?
Yeah, I mean, without her storyline with Fessy last season, there was nothing really going on for her, I guess.
Yeah, like she's literally just there because she is like extremely attractive.
Yeah, when she was the mole, but she wasn't good at it. So Daddy says Colleen is a placeholder for me. Should have given her spot to someone else. Yeah.
I mean, we could say that about half this cast. Right? So, I don't want to like go too in on Colleen when like most of this cast is like.
Well, I'm just annoyed with Colleen though. Like, I guess it's when there's other people that don't need to be in the U.S. alliance that become part of the U.S. alliance that you're like, like I was hoping that you would work with the UK.
Yeah, 100%. And that's again, like I keep saying it, but like that's why I'm so annoyed by this like fake plot line of like US versus international when like clearly it's not a real thing and it's like the entire house against Big T, Melissa, Callum, Cierran. Like there is like a group of like 4 or 5 people, but literally half the house is international, but most of them are just with all the people from the US and they're pretending like there's like this even divide when that's not the case at all.
So we're coming into your daily that you have some words for called Bingo Bango. They're going to be in teams and TJ was going to choose the teams or something, but instead decides to just distribute the players with who they're standing beside. So a team of 6, a team of 6, and a team of 7 of everybody that they're standing beside getting the rules here. Unfair, obviously, and annoying. But it would have been nice if they had a team captain maybe, and they had to choose their own teams. And so you could see at least maybe people trying to game the system, or then maybe Big T and Melissa would see what was going on and see the pattern of what was, you know what I mean? Like I would have liked to see that.
100%. Like the fact that they just divided it completely like down the middle, like that was horrible. And like also this this daily like should have been very exciting and like very fun. But
I started taking notes about it and I was like, oh,
like I have like barely anything to say about the elimination itself because like all the life was sucked out of it because right off the bat, everyone said, yeah, we're going to have to throw this and we're throwing it to this team. Yeah. So like it just like this elimination that we all like would have loved to see. Like last season on USA 2, like similar elimination with the like oil fighting. That was really exciting because we got to see people like go head to head. But I mean, we got Melissa and Nurys. That's like the only notable thing here. Everything else was just like told to us what was going to happen.
Exactly. So
Which
the
I
blue
hate.
team was going to be Michele, Ravyn, Nurys, Callum, and Asaf and Ed. And they're just going to use the red team to help each other. So one of those two teams are going to win. Red team being Zara, Colleen, Berna, Emmanuel, Horacio, and Kyland. So turquoise team doesn't have a chance. That consists of Melissa, Big T, Moriah, Olivia, Corey, Jay, and James.
I swear
So,
that team, like if they try, that team probably would have won too.
well, they're team large and in charge,
Yeah.
not team big body.
Yeah. Like they had an extra person, which like sure that's like a bit of an advantage, but
But
like
it's not really, just like maybe for people getting tired. But it seems
yeah,
like, okay,
save a
one
bit of
guy, one
energy.
girl.
But they had like the two biggest dudes. Like Jay is obviously like smaller but like agile, and then they also had the two like most physical women, arguably.
Mhm.
And then like Melissa's like no slouch. Like obviously Big T is like not as physical, but that team like on paper would have been my pick to win.
Well, absolutely. And they thought so too. And then they didn't realize until, you know, everybody like Olivia wants to sabotage. And so they realize, oh, it's 2-on-1. And like they're not able to get a point. And Big T's like, oh my God, our team is losing. I didn't think that this was going to be possible. But realizing that they are ganging up on the third team. And it's just so boring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I wish they
annoying.
like saved this for like a later in the season when it was more of like an individual game. Because yeah, this had potential to be like a really good really good daily, and it just wasn't because of like the strategizing.
Yeah. I thought it was a good concept for sure. And then I was like, oh well, red or blue is gonna win.
Yeah.
Like, boo, boring. I guess it's also like, you know, this always happens. Like there's going to be numbers and people start working together and they try to game the system. I get it. But I guess it's just too soon. Like the season hasn't started off like entertaining enough that I'm like, okay, fine. Like we're going to have a couple boring episodes because like, you know, alliances are able to get some power. But it's just like, it's just been like this the whole way through that it's just not dynamic.
I wonder if a better format would be if like each individual player had like their own prize pot, where it's like if you win a daily, you get $1,000 or $5,000 added to your prize pot. That way, you like don't throw challenges like this.
I mean, it had to be more money, I think, because all these people are like influencers now, and they weren't even like that excited about $500,000. You know?
Yeah, yeah, it's
I
true.
just don't think $1,000 they would care about.
Yeah, if it was like for like a group daily, like each person gets 5,000. If it's like you win an elimination, you get 10,000. And then like if you want, you can like steal people's money later in the season.
Yeah, like if you go against someone, you can take their bank.
Yeah, like they've done that in the past, like very old, like much older school challenge. But
I mean, that would be great that if everybody had a bounty.
Yeah.
And like just be like, whatever, there's however many people, split that $500,000 up, have the bounties, and then the champs can still take their money, right? But then they're taking the individual's money, maybe.
Yeah. Or if it's like you need X number of dollars to qualify for the final. So it's like, all right, like if you're Moriah and Olivia there, it's like, well, I'm not going to throw the challenge and
like,
risk not
money.
having enough money to get to the final. So I think that could be interesting.
They should have all started with their own bank, and they needed to protect their own money so that they have individual like reasons why they want to protect their money. There's selfish reasons for them to do what they want for themselves, so it's not so teamy and alliancey. Should we be on the team, the production team?
I mean, I don't think it would hurt. I feel like we could like in like one day we could come up with like the perfect season.
Oh my gosh. Imagine.
Yeah.
Actually, I should talk to you about something after, which is maybe you can give me some help with something. Okay, so it was really boring. The women had the black ball, the men had the white ball. He would call a number that was going to be going on this bingo board, and they have to send one person from each of their teams to go after the ball, and whoever gets the ball, they can put it on their board. So you know how to play bingo, but it's basically a line diagonally up and down or horizontally. And so I wrote down Zara was super fast. I wrote down Asaf and Corey do kind of have a bit of a scuffle. And then I stopped writing things down. Big T notices that they were losing. What were you gonna say?
I find Asaf like he has like a tendency to just call everyone a bitch. Like last week with Corey, then like this week, this week he was like he was like wrestling with a few people, and like you just hear him like calling people bitches again. He's just like very loud and like kind of obnoxious, to be honest.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Really thinks Kyle deserved to be on this cast. I would have liked Kyle in this cast. Like the UK needs some numbers and some people that know how to play the game, you know?
And, you know, like Kyle would have like obviously been loyal to like Big T and Melissa too.
100%.
So, and he like obviously has like some like game chops too. So I feel like Kyle could have been like a really good person to have here, just as like someone to like merge like the people we like together. Or like at least like some of them. Like I know Kyle like has a relationship with Michele. Maybe he could have got Michele on the same page with like Big T and Melissa and Jay.
Yes, Asaf does need to sit down.
Yeah.
Jay's saying, imagine this season is to build up the rookies they want to continue to cast. They just mask it as a non-winner season. Yeah, this is exactly what it is.
For sure. Yeah. Like they clearly like didn't want like even losers that are like more seasoned. Like that's why we don't have like Corey, Nany, Anissa. On one hand, it's like, yeah, maybe this could have been an opportunity for them to win, but like realistically, like even if Nany and Anissa were on this cast, like they were never going to win.
Well, and I think also they want the audience to get used to these people because they're realizing that Wes is retiring. Maybe Bananas isn't going to come back, or maybe he'll come back a couple down the road from now. But CT, is he coming back for the next one? Probably not. And so all their big guns are like not coming back for sure for a full season. And so I think they're trying to also get new storylines, get new people to root for, new relationships. And so I think it's just to introduce us to a lot more people. It's for the future.
Yeah, definitely. And like it also opens up the opportunity for like if they want to do a season 40 where it is like OGs versus new school, like now we have an actual opportunity because we now know 30 more people or 24 more people in a much larger capacity. So now if they needed to, they could call 10 of these people to be on a old school versus new school season.
So Dabu says about Asaf, bless him, finally went past episode 1. He's feeling himself.
Was it Asaf that also said, I can't remember who it was, but when they were talking about like, oh, who do you want to see? Like, which vet do you want to see in an elimination? Someone said like, yeah, I want to see CT. Like, no, you trust me. Whoever said that, you don't want to see CT. That like him and Jordan, those are the last guys you want to see in an elimination.
Yeah, definitely. I would say no, thank you.
Yeah,
no, thank you. Ravyn is doing pretty well in this challenge. People are noticing that she's pretty strong. But then they all gang up on Melissa and when her turn is, and she's real pissed about it. And she says, "Big mistake, Nany."
Nurys,
and I was like, "Oh, Nurys." You said Nany recently, and it was in my head. So we get some fight points here. So Melissa and Nurys get 5 points. What do you think about the beginning of this spot? It seems like it came from somewhere else. Like, do you think it's solely from this scuffle, or do you think there was more going on?
No, I think it's just like more like built up tension that like Melissa like feels like her and Big T are on an island, and they probably like rightfully so like view Nurys as like one of the ringleaders, like banding everyone together against them. So like obviously this was like the boiling point, but like I think it's more like built up frustration on like being the house target. And like knowing that you're like you can't really do anything.
Well, she's feeling it in the moment. Like if she's wrestling and like she just feels like she can't do anything because she has 2 people sitting on her, like it would start to feel real frustrating. I'd be pissed for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I did laugh when Nurys was seemingly watching Horacio, and then they like slow-mo and they're playing his opera music.
Yeah, Horacio gets all these like slow-mo shots of him, his like oily body. Like he had one in last season when he was riding the bike. And I guess like makes sense. Like that is like one good looking dude, as like everyone alluded to later on in the episode too. So they're really getting their money's worth with like the slow-mo shots of Horacio here.
Yeah, I mean they're really leaning into this relationship. Maybe it's for a future or future exes, or did they ever do any seasons of just people that are dating?
Well, ride or dies if they do another one of those. Like they could
No, I want people dating though.
just like straight up couples. I don't know if we have enough couples. I guess
Right
like
now?
people from other shows.
Not, I'd rather it just be from the challenge, I guess.
Yeah, I
But
don't think we could find 15
right
challenge
now.
couples right now.
That sucks. That's not fun. So then after again, Melissa is up against Nurys, and I had to chuckle because after the round kind of ends, you see Melissa kick Nurys, and like I was like, I'd be pissed too though if I was her. Like, get the F off of me. But Nurys was very upset by this. Where do you stand with your girls fighting?
I like the fighting for entertainment purposes, but I kind of wish it was like two other girls fighting, not like two of my 3 favorites in the game. So that part sucks, but I mean, like they're providing. I gotta say, like I was like thoroughly entertained like this entire episode. I thought it was like a really strong episode, with like a few exceptions of like annoying things, but like I think the drama is like very much there, which I'm appreciating about the episode and the season. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I guess like Melissa was like in the wrong for like kicking her after the game, but like I totally understand like her overall frustration.
Yeah, like if you're feeling like you're been pinned down, like as soon as you're free, you're gonna just like lash out and kick, like. And she's a fighter. She's not just gonna like lay down and like whimper, you know what I mean? Like she's like, get off of me. So Jorge says that it bothered him that Nurys didn't want to admit that she was playing dirty. I think this was a little bit later, but that also annoyed me too. Like, Nurys, you know that you guys are ganging up on her and that you're targeting her. And so, I guess she can't let the cat out of the bag here, but like she could have at least said in her confessionals, like, yeah, I feel kind of bad. Like we are targeting her and she's feeling the right things, but like we're not with her. So it is what it is. So no surprise, red team wins and Emmanuel is happy. The rest of the team is Zara, Callum, Berna, Horacio, and Kyland. Emmanuel, like he's so annoying.
Yeah. So here is like my big problem with everything. And this is like the part that pisses me off. So the red team won, and Kyland, who was obviously not willing to vote for Melissa, wanted to vote for Ravyn. And again, like we're being told there's like a US versus international thing. And the red team, when you look at it, was
Emmanuel,
4 internationals.
Zara, Callum, Berna.
So 4 internationals plus Kyland and Horacio. Kyland was not willing to vote for Melissa. And the 4 internationals all voted for Melissa when, like, what are you guys doing? Like, do you not realize that there is, like, whether it's based off country or not, there is this majority alliance, and the 4 of you are willingly voting someone that's willing to work with you into elimination instead of voting for someone that you know is in the majority alliance that's probably ahead of you. So Colleen, Berna, Emmanuel, like who was the 4th one? Callum, you said?
Callum, yeah.
Yeah, so those 4 are voting in someone that theoretically could have gone home. And then that's like one person that's like, they're taking away someone that's already a target. And now it's like, okay, you made it one more round. But once Melissa and Big T are gone, who is this majority going after? They're going after Berna and Zara and Colleen, the 3 people that voted for Melissa when they had Kyland, who was willing to vote with them to take out a bigger threat. It's like, it makes no sense. And the thing that bothers me so much about competition reality in general is when people play people play other people's game just to make it like to the very like the very end of that alliance. So they want to be in with the cool kids at the majority alliance, and they're willing to be number 8 or 9. And then after 10 and 11 go home, they just get picked off and they get thrown into elimination until they go home. And it's like, why not make a move rather than play to be in 8th place?
Well, I think it's because there's a lot of money on the line, A. B, people don't really believe that they won't be able to get them later on. Like, I don't think that they realize that, like, you will not have many opportunities to fight these big powers if you keep on getting rid of all your numbers. I think they just don't know. They just don't get that at all. So while they were all deliberating, because the red team now has to decide who they want to throw down into the arena, they go around. They couldn't come to a decision. TJ was like, say a name, say it now, say it, like really pressuring them to like stop deliberating and say a name right away, even though that they wanted more time. So TJ's like, who? So they start saying Melissa. Or who is it? Sorry, Zara says Melissa. And Kyland's just like, nope, that ain't it. That's not who it is. And so they start going around and actually voting for people. And when it gets to Horacio, Jorge is reminding us that Horacio didn't want to say Melissa, but Nurys used her bilingual politicking powers to convince him, saying that he's in love with her. That's why he's voting for her. Obviously, like, I love multi languages and like being able to communicate with somebody like kind of secretly. But what do you think about this for Horacio here?
I mean, I think like for Horacio, he ultimately like did the right thing, because like we're like all he could have done for his game, like otherwise, would be to force like a 3-3 tie. Because at the point where Horacio,
and it would have been Girls' Day anyways, right? Who cares?
Yeah, but the problem is like Zara was the last person to vote. So if Horacio voted for Ravyn, and then Zara wouldn't want to risk the 3-3 tie, so she would have voted for Melissa anyways, and then Ravyn would have been like, Horacio, like, what the fuck? Why did you vote for me? So I think like at that point, like Horacio ended up doing the right thing for his game. I think it was like everyone except Horacio is what pissed me off there.
Yeah.
And like I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, there's a lot of money on the line, and like they don't necessarily realize, but like if you're someone like Colleen, Berna, and Zara, and you truly don't realize that you're number 6, 7, and 8 in that alliance, then like you should not be playing this game, because you're not very intelligent. If you,
but they all probably think that they're number 6. You know what I mean? Like they think that they can get further along, and then they'll win some power, and then they'll be able to get to the end. But it just doesn't work like that.
No, like, yeah, it will never work like that. And like people need to realize, like, you got to do your homework and just like be like a little bit more
Smarter.
intelligent with your decisions, especially like when you have Kyland willing to vote with you there. It's like, to me, it just made no sense.
It would have been, I mean, he can't really do this. Does he have this information? I don't know. But it would have been great if Kyland was able to say, they're coming after anybody that's not USA. Shh, don't say anything. Let's just take out one of their numbers and keep some of the international people together so that we have some numbers to go against the people that are in power.
Yeah.
So Jay says here that James even said in his confessional that he didn't want to go against the house. Like, why? You're eventually going in. That's later on in the deliberation, but he's already been in. Like, he should try harder.
And like the thing with like the like Callum stuff that's going to come up soon as well. It's like Jay is like, yeah, well, we're going to have to go after Callum now. It's like, dude, we all know you were going to go after Callum regardless. Like next week, the target is going to be Callum and James. unless one of them wins any power. So
Like
it's like,
1,000,000%.
yeah, like unless the only way Callum or James don't see an elimination is if one of them wins power and then someone else's sword gets drawn.
Exactly. So yeah, the red. So yeah, they say Melissa. It's really annoying. Kyland's the only person that says Ravyn, and they're going back into the house. TJ does say that the red team can influence, but they can't vote. So Zara knows that Melissa's going to be a little bit upset by the fact that she's going against UK. Yeah, no shit, Zara. But she's in a good position. She doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. And that's the thing. They're in good positions. So they don't want to ruffle any feathers. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. And it's like, you know what? Not ruffling any feathers, it leaves you absolutely no leverage to ruffle any feathers later. And so it's just bad gameplay.
Yeah.
Nurys is pissed about Melissa and about how she kicked her and all that stuff. And she's kind of complaining to some of the other girls about Melissa. And then we see Melissa seeing a dead bird, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's such a foreshadowing of something terrible." How do you feel when you saw the dead bird? Do you think that Melissa was going in and going home?
I mean, I definitely thought it was gonna lead to like the death of like the Big T and Melissa alliance.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, I was like, this is not great foreshadowing. To be honest, I like the whole episode. I was expecting Tori to be the vet coming in.
Is that who we said that we thought was coming in?
I just assumed like they would go for like a bigger,
another big name girl.
Yeah, I assumed they're gonna go a big name woman first. So I'm like, damn it, like we're gonna get Big T and Melissa. Like Tori's just gonna absolutely destroy one of them, and it's gonna like ruin my night. So yeah, it was like the dead bird. I'm like, oh damn it, Tori's gonna just completely kill one of you or Big T.
So Melissa really wants to say Nurys's name. Is this where she's trying to convince Big T, or is that later? I think that's later, actually. How do you think? What do you think about Melissa wanting Nurys right now? Like, doesn't she realize that Nurys is very, very protected?
Yeah, I think I think Melissa like thinks with her heart a lot, and I think like she just like sees like, you know what, like she's the head of the snake. She's like is the one that like physically went after me, so like I want my revenge. But I mean, ultimately she then like kind of pivoted and tried to get votes on Ravyn. But I think it was more like heat of the moment, like she wanted blood.
So they're all getting ready for the night. They go to the nightclub. We see Horacio just diving in and giving Nurys a little lap dance. Everybody was like, but did you see Olivia in the back? Like, oh!
Yeah. That was amazing. Again, this is what I want from Horacio. Like, if we get like Horacio like this for the rest of the season, I'll definitely like, not that I don't like him now, like obviously like I like him, but if we can get like more like this kind of Horacio, he'll like very quickly like go up my stan rankings.
Wow. So Melissa's talking to Corey about Nurys, about her being someone that she could potentially want to have the house say their name in deliberation. And then Corey's like, oh, like little does she know I'm going to go bring this information to the U.S. I'm just like,
yeah, the whole time I was just like screaming at my TV, like, don't trust him, Melissa, please don't trust him.
It's so annoying. Like, it's fine if you're working with the US and you want to show them that you're loyal, all that stuff. But it's like sometimes you want to hold some information to yourself and maybe utilize it in a way that's beneficial to you in a different way than being like an immediate tattletale. It's like maybe Melissa could be better for your game. Callum is talking to Asaf about the order target. And basically he's saying that he's noticing that there's some sort of pattern, that like all the people that are going have been international or from the UK. And I think Asaf was saying like, oh, well, like what about Ravyn? It's like, well, it's because she pissed everybody off, but like it still doesn't disrupt the pattern. And then Asaf is going to take that information to later go tell Jay and then basically say that Callum's stupid for telling him, but he doesn't know that they're in an alliance.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, he's so stupid. He's a stupid idiot. And like Callum right now is like the only guy that I'm like very much rooting for. So I just like hate that like Callum is now like becoming like the next like scapegoat. And it's just like so clear that they're gonna go for Callum.
Yep.
And I don't know. I hope he can like avoid the elimination and like whoever he's like the other name is, or Callum can win power. But like I don't know. I'm worried for Callum. I feel like in the next
Well,
2 weeks he'll be gone.
one of the
Like,
reasons why I'm definitely worried for Callum is later on in the episode, Michele says like, I like hanging out with him, but like I don't tell him anything that the Alliance talks about. We barely talk anything game wise. And so I'm like, oh, so she's ready to she'll cut him in a second.
yeah. And when Jay had the confessional, like he's got to go. She's like, okay, well, they're gonna go after him like very soon, probably next week. So, yeah, I like Callum. I don't have high hopes for like longevity in this game.
So Nurys and Melissa have a bit of a conversation. I thought Melissa was going to apologize, but like no, it was kind of to keep the beef going. Talking about Nurys is just like anger management. Like she's trying not to get angry. Don't just pop off, Nurys. No, don't lay hands, but pop off.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Like she's gonna pop off on someone for sure. Like the fact that like this is like the second or third time we've got mention of anger management and like she's trying to keep cool. Like that is like the number one sign that she will not be keeping her cool all season. So I'm
the
just
edit
waiting.
says.
Yeah, the edit is not putting this in unless like she loses it at some point. So I'm definitely like very excited for whenever that happens.
And is it going to be on Olivia?
I would imagine, yeah, it's going to be on Olivia.
I agree. So back at the house, Melissa asks Big T, who does she want, Nurys or Ravyn? And she really doesn't, Big T doesn't want to say Ravyn at all. But like Nurys is going to be very difficult to get the numbers on.
Yeah.
We see Nurys and Horacio having another conversation again. And, she says, I do like you. And you're like my first crush. And they're kind of giggling and just staring at each other, smiling. Like it is a very childlike flirt dance that's happening right now. Asaf tells Jay, yeah, did Callum say my name? Like Jay's so worried that Callum said his name. It's like, no, Callum was just feeling like he was under attack and for good reason.
Yeah, and it was like, oh yeah, Callum was saying like that he has to get out like the Americans. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like there's only 3 non-American men left, right? I think 3: James, Callum, and Emmanuel. Is there any? Am I missing anyone?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's just the 3 men. So it's like, yeah, it's gendered eliminations. There's only 3 international men. Hughie's already gone. Cierran's already gone. So of course he has to get out the Americans. And like Jay acted like it was like this like massive thing that like massive like breaking news that propelled Callum to the top of the hit list when again, like we all know Callum was at the top of the hit list regardless.
Of course. And so Danny says Jay needs a reason to send Michelle's ting home. Well, he is definitely very, very jealous of He's like, oh, I'm just letting Michele have like her fun with Callum for now, but like we're sending him home. And I'm just like, get out of here. He's so annoying. Everybody's annoying me. I think it's just because they have too much power and like I want something to shake things up.
Yeah.
And like with the UK getting a little bit of like inklings of like, oh, I feel like this is going on, but they have too much power. They have everybody snitching and like, it's just ruining any possible flips. It's like, So the Girls Alliance are now wondering where Kyland stands because Kyland will always choose Melissa and never them. It's like, he doesn't have the numbers. Like, relax about it.
Yeah. Like who cares if like there's one vote not going on Melissa? But I do worry like kind of like once like the international guys are gone, I do worry that like Kyland is going to become an easy target. Like I feel like even like Emmanuel might be able to like slide by like more so than Kyland, even though Kyland is American.
Well, because Kyland will do what he wants to do. He's not as malleable, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like obviously like Callum and James are going to be targets, and then like after those 2 as targets, like I feel like Kyland is probably the like next in line.
Yep, Kyland, then probably Emmanuel,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then like they'll.
and then Corey.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like eventually they're gonna try to take a shot at Horacio. But like I don't think anytime too soon. But
I think he'll be like the third guy when they get to, right before the final four.
Yeah, the only issue is like they're
gonna keep him there. I would say until the final 5, right?
I would think so.
Oh, that's probably what the fight starts to being about. Is maybe Olivia finds out about the secret, the Fantastic Four, and maybe feels a type of way about Nurys keeping something from her. And maybe she finds out from Horacio.
Yeah. The thing that's like a little bit like weird with Horacio is I feel like if people want to take a shot at him, they should probably take the shot while the vets are coming in. Because like, wouldn't you want like someone else? Like you wouldn't want to risk yourself going against him. So I don't know if like they're gonna want to like send Horacio in when they know like a strong vet is coming in. But at the same time, like it also could just be like someone wins power and then like they're safe. So they're like, yeah, you know what? Final 6 guys, even though there's no vets coming, like Horacio, you're going in and some like Emmanuel, Jay, Corey, Lay, like you're gonna have to deal with them because I won power. I'm not doing it.
I really wish that part of the rules is if you win against the vet in the champs round, you're immune for like the rest of the champs rounds or something.
I think that I like that. We're like, yeah, like Big T beat a champ, so now she's safe until stage 3 of the game. That is interesting. Yeah, again, like that's like too good for production to think of. Where it's like now it's like, all right, sorry, Big T, like you just beat a 2-time champ. Now next week you're going against Tori.
Another one.
If you somehow beat Tori, you're going against Laurel in a hall brawl the week after.
That's so garbage television.
Yeah. Because like, I mean, what percent chance do you think it is that next female elimination, the draw is Melissa and Big T again? I'd say over 50%.
So whack. So then maybe the third round will be something that shakes things up.
Yeah.
Like the third mace thing. I thought it was hilarious though when Melissa was going around the house rallying votes, especially when she went to the pool and I can't remember both people that were in the pool, but the second person was Michele and the other person's like, no, I can't vote for Ravyn.
Moriah.
Moriah, right. And like she's like, well, I wasn't really campaigning to you. I was more so thinking about you, Michele. Like I thought that was funny and like lighthearted and it's like, okay, but Melissa's doing what she can to try to save Big T here from being the other vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's doing everything she can. I know, like Michele, like in confessional, was like loosely entertaining it, but like,
yeah, saying that Ravyn would be better decision because she is super strong. I wouldn't want to go against Ravyn in a hall brawl.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
balls in or anything like that.
Definitely. Like, in terms of just like your direct competition, I would much rather go against Big T than Ravyn. But like, I mean, obviously, like Michele is not going to do something that's going to piss off the entire house like this early.
Not this early.
Yeah, she'll do it eventually, but yeah, I think it's just like Michele like knows enough to not like cause this much of a wave, like cause this much of a wave week 4 or week 5 or whatever it is.
So they get to the deliberation and Melissa starts saying some like nice words about her time there so far and then gives the baton over to Big T and she basically says like, hey, anybody that votes for me to stay, I'll ride with you. Ravyn says I'm loyal and they basically go around. Big T starts, she says Ravyn and every single other person, including every single person from the UK, does say Big T's name.
Yeah, another house vote.
Boo. Boring.
Yeah.
Boring. I don't know if it's true, but someone I saw like on either Twitter or something said that the MTV was saying that the ratings are so bad that they're going to try to expedite this season so that they can put All Stars 4 on like immediately. Is that just like wishful thinking, or do you think?
I think that was like Gamer Vav like trolling.
Okay.
because like Gamer Bev like is like very like openly like hating this season. I think that was more of like a troll because like if they wanted to put All Stars 4 on, like they could have just put All Stars 4 on before this. Like they have had All Stars 4 ready to go for a while. But and like they obviously knew like the outcome of the season and like if it was going to be good or bad. So I feel like it was more of a troll, but I don't like again, like I'm very much enjoying most of this season. Like it's not perfect.
It's
but
okay. I would give it like a 6.
I'm a bit higher on it, I'd say. Like to me, like I'm like very much entertained and like there's a lot of bad gameplay. Like the format is not great, but the people I'm like for the most part
think,
liking.
well, considering like I was excited to watch every episode of Love Island Games, like excited. I was like, oh my God, okay, got to watch another episode. Oh my God, I haven't watched 2. I'm so excited. Now I'm just like, I wish it was on a streaming platform and all the episodes were there so I can just like get through it. I'm not looking forward to the episodes each week so far. I have been like, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still like looking forward to it. Honestly, like
I'm more looking forward to talking to you about the episode than the episode itself, really.
yeah, fair. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, even if we weren't talking Wednesday nights, like, I would still like, I'm still more looking forward to watching the challenge than I am like Survivor. So, and like, Survivor's been a solid season. Like, again, like, probably like same kind of tier as this season. Like, it's good, it's not great. I personally like, I'm probably at like a 7.2, I'll say, for the season so far.
C plus. Okay,
Yeah.
get it. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Like you are finding some of these dynamics a little bit more exciting and entertaining. But I guess like I was just so involved in Love Island Games, so comparatively, I just don't have that same excitement.
Yeah, Love Island Games was awesome. And I will say the final challenge in Love Island Games would be a great elimination on the challenge.
I loved it.
Yeah,
So
I was like, as I was watching that, I was telling you, I just watched it like half hour ago, like right before we hopped on. I was just finishing it. I'm like, damn, like this would be a really
so good. Protect your damn
elimination.
money, like moving things back. Like I feel like they've done some things like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like capture the flag.
Or like they've done like brick stuff where like you had to like, I don't know. I feel like they've done similar variations to this, but I love it.
Yeah, it's like simple, great. It's easy to follow. There's like physicality, but also endurance and strategy. So like Love Island has no business having better eliminations than the challenge.
Absolutely not. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing. So Lauren says, I was higher on the season until it became apparent that the One Alliance is going to steamroll the season. Maybe that's what happened. Is that like there seemed to be promise in the first episode, and then that completely diminished as soon as we realized that all the US were working together and the UK didn't really have a fighting chance.
Yeah. The thing that I worry about is like, I worry that the season will get good again, but in order for it to get good again, we're going to have to lose the UK people first, which sucks. But once the UK people are gone and then the US
to turn on each other.
Yeah, like they're going to have to like splinter. Everything's going to break up. Like it's going to be more intense. But like, I also don't want to lose Big T, Melissa, and Callum and James. Like those are the people that are providing. So it just sucks that like it has to be one or the other, and we can't have two nice things.
Two nice things? Two nice things with MTV? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So Big T is going to be the one that's going to be going down into the arena with her best girlie, Melissa. But Big T hopes that it's her. She's hugging Melissa and they're crying, and she just hopes it's her. I think it's because she knows that Melissa is playing for her daughter, and like, you know, she thinks that Melissa has a stronger chance of winning than Big T does, and so Big T wants to go down to protect Melissa's spot. That's sweet.
Do you think Melissa does have a better chance of winning than Big T?
I mean, I think she has. I think that Big T maybe could integrate into and not be a target anymore when Melissa's not in the game. I think that Melissa will always be a target if Big T is gone. So yes and no. In the end, I do think that Melissa is likely to be better to win a final, but I think Big T would be more likely to get there.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think Big T is also more capable of like creating creating strategy. Yes, like I think Big T can like hide in the background better, but I also think like if Big T were to get power, like she can do more with it than Melissa could. But yeah, like when it comes to like running a final and like strict endurance, like yeah, Melissa's probably a better bet than Big T.
Jay says it's going to be impossible for Big T or Melissa to win since these people are throwing dailies to vote them into elimination. I know. It's like you're scared of these two.
The thing is, though, let's say like they go in again, like one of them goes home. At least then, like after that, like say Big T goes in again, goes home next female elimination, then yeah, they can vote Melissa in again. But at that point, they have to vote someone else in too. And then it causes like at least somewhat of a divide. Like, who's the next girl that goes in? Is it
Berna?
Yeah, probably Berna.
Zara.
Maybe Zara. The only US girl maybe it could be is Ravyn if people like are just fed up with her.
Who else? Colleen.
Yeah. But like even so, like then like if you put in Berna as the next vote, then like you're pissing off Emmanuel. Emmanuel is friends with Corey Lay. Like Corey Lay and Emmanuel are both like capable of winning dailies.
That's
so
true.
At least it like causes something, which again goes back to my point where like I do have faith this season will get exciting, but like we're gonna have to lose really good people to get to that point.
It's pretty annoying. Willie agrees with us here. To lose all the UK players is a lose-lose because we lose all the entertainment.
Yeah. The only people I've been entertained by on the like that are not international are like Nurys and like somewhat Horacio, just because of Nurys. But like the other like Americans have not really been doing it for me. Like Corey Lay like is bringing entertainment, like messiness at least. Nurys, Moriah, and Olivia are locks for the final. Yeah,
I can see them very easily, but all three making it to the final.
Yeah, I'd be pretty shocked if any of them were out anytime soon.
Unless Michele takes like one of those spots.
Yeah, but also like knowing that Nurys and Moriah have like some beef with Olivia does make me think that there is going to be a rift and like maybe one of them goes home because of the other.
I would think Olivia doesn't make it to like the final or something at the hands of Nurys, who maybe saves. Well, Michele is friends with Olivia, so maybe Michele also gets done dirty by Nurys. Like I don't know what's happening.
I'm wondering if maybe down the road Olivia sides with Michele over Nurys and Moriah, and then like indirectly sends like Nurys or Moriah into elimination or sends them home because she like sides with Michele over the two of them.
But Michelle's in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I don't know where Nurys and Michele stand right now. Like, I don't know if they're on good terms or not. I feel like it's definitely not like as bad as the Olivia situation, but yeah.
All right, so we get to the arena. Another champion is coming in, and they went with Kaz.
This was really funny.
I said interesting because I was like, they went big with Jordan. We thought they were going to go big with the first female. Now, do you think that they have these champs in, sitting in a hotel room, and they decided to put Kaz down when they knew it was Michele versus Big T in the hopes that maybe Kaz wouldn't try as hard against the other UK people?
No, I don't think so. I think it was like mapped out. Like I think like they were coming in on a schedule. Like I don't think like all of the vets are just like waiting in the hotel for their turn because like there is like 3-4 days, 2-3 days between eliminations. So I don't necessarily think like all 10 of them are just like waiting there, but I did think it was very interesting to have Kaz be first. And I also thought it was very funny because Kaz like came in and I swear like nobody knew who she was.
Well, except for Zara and
Yeah.
Callum
Yeah. The people like that
and
she's met.
Locky.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Locky. So the three of them knew. I'm sure like Big T and Melissa have like heard of her as well. But
She's
like,
also like one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen in my entire life.
yeah, she's like extremely attractive. Like, obviously she's won twice, but like people in the UK didn't watch the UK challenge. Or maybe that was Australia, but
It's
people like
Australia,
I feel
but
like UK, like people weren't really watching much as well. Um, but she came in first, and like people are like clapping, but like you could kind of tell, like, yeah, we're not like taking this one that serious. And I think they made a mistake not going bigger with the first female, because like at the end of the day, like I'm guessing Kaz was only there because other people said no or couldn't make it.
Mary's saying that they needed to be there 2 weeks in advance. So
What, they're
maybe
doing
they
a 2 week
did.
quarantine?
Well, maybe, but like maybe they're like, hey, the gig is you're gonna come, you're gonna hang out in a room for 2 weeks, and maybe within that time, like if everybody has to do 2 weeks, like there could be some overlap when some people are there, and so maybe they can pick and choose who's going to go against whom depending on who they have in quarantine.
Hmm. Um, yeah, I mean, it's possible. So that would be interesting, because then like if like certain vets are getting like super easy matchups, then that's going to be a bit of a head scratcher.
Well, yeah, no, or if they don't, like if you see like it just so lines up that like the big person for the hall brawl is going to go against the other big. Anyways, we'll see.
Maybe that's why Bananas didn't want to come, because Bananas is like, yeah, well, they're definitely going to put me in against this guy that's now like hooking up with my ex. So like I'm not coming and like making a storyline there. So that would make more sense. But I feel like Bananas would have enough pull where he's like, hey, like I'm doing this, but like I'm not going in against this guy. So you better put me in a different elimination.
I don't know if he knew about that him yet though.
He must know, because that's why he pulled out, right?
I thought that he'd pulled it beforehand, but maybe not. I guess I don't know, really understand the timing. Right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he pulled out because like he didn't want like it to be a storyline. But little does he know it's a storyline
Like,
anyway.
or like, did she have like a Skype call with him kind of thing, and like was like, yeah, there's this guy that I'm talking to.
No, I think like he must have just found out like once people got eliminated. Like like Chauncy comes home, like tells Amber like, hey, this is what was going on,
Hmm.
and just like word of mouth.
Hmm.
Um,
But like, you don't think that the mercenaries were picked before they started filming?
no, they were. That's why like Bananas was supposed to be one of them.
But like, you think he dropped out after they already started filming?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think like for sure he did. Yeah.
Okay. Debu says it makes sense that it was Kaz because Kaz is Jordan's partner, winning the world championships together. So to expect maybe Tori and Devin to arrive together because they won 38.
Yeah, like I agree. It would have made sense if they were coming together, though. Like if Jordan and Kaz were both coming, and it was like a male and female elimination, it would have made sense. And then like the next week, do Tori and Devin, which I think would have been better as a format too, because then like if Kaz loses, like Jordan still goes in and wins, and at least someone still goes home. It's not like a full week where no one goes home, most likely, unless both vets lose, which is like going to be pretty rare. Which, but because Kaz came in on her own, it was like a little bit lackluster, I felt.
Absolutely, because she's like she doesn't know anybody and they don't know who she is. But then suggesting here Team Boston, that makes sense too, with Cara and CT. Is there any sort of link with Laurel and Brad?
I mean, they've done seasons together. That's about it.
I guess if it would have been Bananas, like they're besties, I guess.
Yeah, like Bananas and Laurel are good friends. I don't know, like you could also put Darrell with Cara, because they were like fresh meat partners in Cara's first season. They've also been doing a lot of like press together for this season. Like they're doing like a lot of videos on like the MTV Instagram. But yeah, Brad is like a weird one. But again, like Brad was an alternate, so Who would you have wanted like instead of Kaz? Like obviously like I know like we're not like big like Tori and Casey fans, but I think they make sense as
I'd rather
mercenaries.
Casey than Kaz here because at
Yeah.
least Casey has a little bit more fight. Like Kaz was very good. She was capable of winning, but like she's not as scrappy, we'll say, on like the head to head stuff. You know, like I don't know. I just don't feel like that fight from her as much.
Yeah. I feel like if Amber B didn't just have a baby, like she would
Yeah, I
have
could
been
see
there
her
instead
there.
of Kaz.
She'd be way better.
Yeah. Or if like I mean, I would have loved to see like Ashley Mitchell come in.
Oh, give it. Yeah. She was just really lackluster.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
Jenny
like
West
even more.
even.
Say again.
Jenny West would have been
Sure. If you
better.
want a UK person, let's go.
So it was really weird during like when all this was happening, like during the filming, when it was announced that like vets were coming in, Sarah Rice was like traveling to the location where they were filming. So Sarah Rice was like posting all these videos of like her and her husband or boyfriend or whoever, and they were in the like area of filming, and everyone's like, oh my god, like Sarah Rice is coming in as one of the mercenaries. And that would have been awesome if like Sarah Rice
cool.
came in, very unexpected.
Nobody would know who she was either.
Yeah, well, Kyland would have. Just Kyland. But yeah, like I would have loved to see that, like an Emily Schramm, like bring them in for like just an elimination like this.
Sure, bring them all in.
Yeah,
like maybe the whole season should have just been like a new champion from the past. Like,
yeah,
that would have been interesting. I would really be like, who are they bringing in next? Do the whole season like that. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to draw one of the three. Are they called maces? What are they called?
I don't know. I've just been calling them swords because that's what it was last season.
Yeah, but it has those spikes on the bottom. I'm gonna call it a mace. And Big T's like, pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm like, Big T, you don't really want to go in, but okay. So I actually really wanted the third option. I want to see what this thing is.
Yeah.
So Big T's name does get pulled by Kaz. So they're going to be playing Loaded Barrel, where they're inside a barrel and have to roll around to grab 5 bags of puzzle pieces and then get those puzzle pieces onto the mat. Once that happens, they can get out of their barrel, solve the puzzle, and first one to solve it is going to win. I was like, ooh, Big T is pretty good at puzzles. This is fun. This is good. And like, I don't remember Kaz to be that smart. So, okay. Maybe we got something going here. And so they're rolling around, and Big T is doing a lot better than Kaz was for the most part, from what we could tell anyways. She was saying that was because Big T has more weight on her, so maybe it was easier for her to get the momentum of the barrel rolling. I don't know. But Big T was in the lead for most of it.
Yeah, Big T had a good strategy too. And I think like if it was just like the endurance part of it, like Kaz would have had a leg up. But Kaz was like, initially at least going back and forth, where Big T was like piling her pieces and then like moving them all at once, which ultimately like saved her trips of going back and forth, which was super smart. I can't remember who like called it out as a good strat. Jay, I think it was. Jay said like, yeah, I mean, she did like better than I would have done. So yeah, it was like good to see Big T, who is like the person on this cast with probably the most experience.
Like I think even Melissa said that, like, you have the most experience, you have more experience than her, you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely been in more elimination. I think Kaz has only been in 1 elimination. And Big T now is, I mean, she's won 2 this season, which is super impressive. And
yeah, her stats are getting better.
I think she's now
what, 2 and 2.
Had she ever won an elimination before?
Oh, she won like the fireman one.
Oh yeah, against Anissa. I think she's 3 and 3 now. So she's 500.
It's pretty good.
I mean, if she can now like go and take out Tori, Laurel, and Cara and Casey, that'll be pretty awesome.
It's
take out the 4 like most physical women.
0% chance, unless it's a swimming one because she can swim. All right, so I thought it was funny though when Big T was like putting on lip gloss and just get to an elimination with dry lips. It's true though, it would be distracting.
Yeah.
So Big T is doing way better than Kaz. She starts the puzzle first, and she gets it done before Kaz does. Kaz didn't seem to have any sort of urgency, which is really annoying. So that's why I was kind of wondering if she was letting a UK person win here. But I wouldn't want to have my name tarnished for like not winning. So
Yeah, no, I don't think
don't know.
she like gave it to her. I just think like Big T did better. 3 and 4. Okay, so she's not 3 and 3. Hopefully she gets to 500 and we'll be 4 and 4 soon.
I mean,
But
this is better than a lot of people's elimination record. So
oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I think Cass was just so disappointing where she comes in and it was like very much like not exciting at all. Nobody was like amped up, and then she loses and it's just like very much like, oh yeah, like Big T did great. All right, bye guys, see you later. Had nothing really to say to anyone. No one, with the exception of like 3 or 4 people, knew who she was.
once she was like,
So
UK, bring it home. And it's like, okay.
yeah.
Don't say the UK because they're going to be taken out one after each other. Don't make it look like they're working together.
Do you think the fact that like Kaz was a mercenary here means that like she is like a lock to be on season 40?
Oh, maybe she's in like the conversation for sure.
Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. I'm just like not like super into like Kaz as like a game player. Like she's fine, but like even like Kiki from World Championship, I'd rather see her. Like at
She
least
has more
she'd win
fight.
something.
Yes, Lena, Big T did leave her wig behind, and I think it was Asaf that grabbed it. Was it Asaf or Asaf, Jay, or Ed? I don't know. One of those three. I think.
I think it was
Zara,
James actually.
James? I don't think it was James. Zara is definitely greater than Kaz, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wanted Zara to win that season. Jace is reminding us that Nurys says, you're a champ for a reason. Get it together. It's true. Like, come on, get it together, Kaz. It was James? Okay, my bad.
I think it was James.
My bad. I guess it was just like the long hair from the back. I just thought it was any of those that have long hair from the back.
Big T tweeted as well, like after the elimination, she was like, yeah, it was very telling after I won the elimination that like barely anyone was like congratulating me. Everyone just like walked away. Like nobody was excited about me coming back in. Like, oh, that sucks. Like at least like fake celebrate with them. It's like a big moment. Obviously, she just beat a 2-time champ. Yeah, I'd love for Kiki to come back too. I think Kiki is like pretty fun.
Yeah, it was pretty crummy. TJ though at the end, like whatever he sends off Kaz. He didn't really care that much. He gave a little bit of accolade to Big T though, being like, you know, you came across like he's been really high on Big T and being like a dominant physical presence. So that's happy for her.
Yeah.
Getting some accolades from TJ.
Yeah, TJ loves Big T. I think TJ knows that like the fans love Big T. And like Big T is like someone like she will be on the challenge any season she wants to be on. I think she's like at that level now where like she's just like such a favorite of production and the fans that like even though she's not like the most physical, like she's won 2 eliminations here and she's like earned her spot and she's earned her spot for like any future season too.
I think so too. TJ does say though that they're going to see him sooner than they think. So the night challenge, like, what do you think?
Yeah,
empty promises.
Yeah, maybe it's like they're doing a challenge like the very next morning. I don't know like what the cycles are like now, or like even how long this season was. But yeah, maybe it's just like a short turnaround, and it looks like next challenge is like some sort of water challenge where they're like swinging from like platforms. So maybe it's a morning challenge.
Well, and the last confessional that we get is from Jay, who says like he wants to know what the third mace thing is, but he doesn't want to be down there when they pull it. So do you think that means he will be?
Probably, yes.
Yay! So does that mean that Jay's going in the next guy's elimination?
No, probably just means that it's not going to get pulled for a little while.
Oh, boo. All right. Well, who's our MVP?
MVP. I kind of want to give it to Big T, although like her and Melissa are just in such a bad position. But she did beat
But
a
she
few
did.
times,
She
yeah.
wanted to go in, and she came back out. So that's kind of badass.
Yeah. I don't know like who else would it be like. Yeah, who else like had a big episode? I mean, we got like a lot of like Horacio's abs. But like not
He
much of
said
like
0 words, and he voted in Big T. I don't know.
yeah, it probably should just be Big T. It's like it's honestly like if you beat a champ, like it's gonna be hard not
She
to
beat a
give it to her.
champ. She beat a mercenary.
Yeah,
She's
and
not
even though it
expected to
was like
win.
probably the like weakest of the mercenaries, like she
But
still
she's
did beat
considered
her.
to be the weakest player in the game. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think Big T is a fair one to give it to. Who did we give it to last week? Did we give it to Jordan? I think we did.
yeah, I
just
think we
end up
did.
giving it to Jordan. Okay, yeah. Let's give it to Big T then.
Big T. Is that your? She's on your team, so you fight for Big T.
Yeah.
Is she?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I like
Number
overdrafted
one.
her because I love her.
Yeah, you drafted her first girl pick.
Did I draft her? No, I don't think. I think second.
First girl pick?
I don't think she was my first girl pick. Was she? Oh,
maybe. Well, your first girl pick, but you probably started with Horacio.
Yeah, I took Horacio. Yeah,
and then I went
so-
Emmanuel. She went Cierran, and then she went Olivia. I went Nurys. You went Big T. So your first
so I
girl
did take her
pick,
first round.
but third girl overall.
I feel like if I was going with my like head, I would have taken Moriah, but I went with my heart and I took Big T instead.
You did get Moriah, but last.
Oh, really? I got her last?
Well, because we did a sabotage round.
Oh, still, I think like Moriah, like even with a sabotage round, is like pretty good pick for the last round.
Unless maybe I typed out the order here wrong. But you have Big T, Colleen, Jessica, and Hughie. And Moriah, sorry, for the girls.
Okay.
So Jessica was your sabotage, I think.
So I took Colleen over Moriah. That makes sense because like coming into it, I just liked Colleen more. But I will say I am really liking Moriah. And Moriah had another funny line this episode. Again, it was the same line as last episode, actually, where she was just saying, like, yeah, I really like Ravyn, but like her social game sucks. She said that 2 episodes in a row.
It's true.
Like, okay, yeah, like Ravyn is like not a very like savvy player, but
you know what? I'm gonna talk to them, and we're gonna do like a catch up soon to see where the points are. So maybe next week we'll do a a power ranking or something like that. So let me talk to the boys. I have no idea. I feel like I might be doing okay, but I can't remember. I started off doing okay, if I remember correctly, but I don't know anymore. I forget. I'll ask Drew. All right. Well, do you have anything else to say about this episode or the episodes to come?
No, not really. I'm looking forward to see who comes in next as the mercenary. Yeah, I think Nurys is like strong overall. But I don't know.
She wasn't even on the winning team. So if she was on the winning team, maybe I could, and she was, I don't know. Yeah, I guess she did convince Horacio to vote in Big T, but like, whoop-de-doo.
I think I want to stick with Big T because I feel like Nurys will have like plenty more opportunity for like better episodes. And like, yeah, she was like good this episode and she's like clearly the ringleader, but like, I don't think she was that impressive here that like she deserves it over Big T beating a champ.
Yeah, agreed. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just saying I'm curious to see who comes next for the champs. I feel like we're gonna get like either Brad or Devin.
It'll be Devin because a lot of people from the season will know who he is. None of them will know who Brad is.
But that's why I didn't think Kaz was going to come in. But
Brad,
a lot of people will definitely not know. Like again, like Kyland might be the only person that knows who he is.
Yeah. So I think Devin's next before all the season 38 people are gone. It'll probably go Devin, then Tori. Yeah. Well, thank you, Matthew, for chatting. Thanks, everybody here in the chat. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like this video, please. And let us know, who are your predictions? These are just speculation, no spoilers. Who you think are the next champ that's coming in, and do you think it's going to be another girls' day, or do you think it's going to be a guys' day? Yeah, what do you think?
I think it will. See, I thought initially it would be a guys' day because I just assumed that like they had the people come in like on a schedule. But if they're there for 2 weeks, then it doesn't really matter. They could just make it a girls' day. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards like it's still going to be a guys' day. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was a girls'.
Dabu is reminding us that Tori is one of the 40 most powerful women in reality TV. I did see that. Yeah. Casey. Congrats. I mean, Casey, yeah, could be there too, I guess.
Yeah.
All righty, everybody. Yes, thank you. Happy Halloween. Thanksgiving, all of our friends in the United States. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Bye. Ciao.